These cards on screen are all considered premium travel credit cards. They're certainly premium given their high annual fees, and no doubt they include a lot of travel-related benefits. However, wouldn't it be more appropriate to call them premium mostly travel credit cards? Over the past years, American Express and Chase have remolded their premium travel cards in order to also function as everyday lifestyle cards. Dining credits, entertainment credits, shopping credits, even wellness credits. Clearly, American Express and Chase are after our spending across a diverse set of categories, with travel only being one of the big ones. I imagine some of you are missing simpler times when you really only had to spend time on these cards when you were planning for or on your travels. Well, thankfully, all is not lost. What I'll call true premium travel credit cards are very much an endangered cohort, but there are still a few that are carrying on the legacy. I'll be going through the two that offer transferrable rewards, which are often regarded as the most valuable for travel redemptions. Calling one of these cards a true premium travel card may appear to be a little bit controversial, but I think I can justify it. Let's get started with this card being the Citi Strata Elite. At a $595 annual fee, calling it premium is fair. Certainly, in terms of the multipliers, the Strata Elite is not only good for travel, but also good for dining. 6x Citi thank you points at restaurants during Citi nights, which is Friday and Saturday 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and 3x at restaurants outside of Citi nights. Travel and dining are always good complements, and depending on where you're traveling, that 6x on Citi nights may prove especially useful. For example, in Hawaii, it's noon to midnight, which covers all meals except for breakfast, but then again, you may already be getting free hotel breakfast. The Strata Elite also offers the best travel portal multipliers today, with 12x on hotels, car rentals, and attractions, and 6x on flights. 1x on everything else is at least passable for non-category spend. Okay, but a card can still be regarded as a true travel card if its credits and benefits are all for travel, right? The Strata Elite has Priority Pass, 4 American Airlines Admirals Club passes a year, global entry TSA PreCheck, a slew of your typical travel protections, access to Citi's curated hotel programs called the Reserve and the Hotel Collection, plus a $300 annual hotel credit that's good for a 2-night minimum stay booked through the travel portal. Though we haven't touched on 2 of the remaining credits, and this is where the controversy may come in. The first is a $200 annual splurge credit, which is good for up to 2 of the following brands: First Dibs, American Airlines, Best Buy, Future Personal Training, and Live Nation. Sounds like mostly a lifestyle credit? Everything except American Airlines is strictly not travel related. Yes, but thing is, you could use this credit only for American Airlines and thus make it a pure travel credit. The other merchants can be regarded as providing optionality if you choose to deviate from using the Strata Elite only for travel. Same idea when it comes to the $100 semi-annual credit for Blacklane, which is a global premium chauffeur service. When talking about this credit, most credit card users cite its potential usefulness in getting you a nicer ride to and from the airport. If you only use it this way, then it is solely used for travel. Contrast this to the monthly Uber and Lyft credits that exist on the Amex Platinum and Chase Sapphire Reserve respectively, where you probably won't be using it only for travel unless you go to the airport at least once a month. You can't even use the Uber and Lyft credits when you're traveling abroad. All in all, the Citi Strata Elite does have some power as a lifestyle card, but it can also be used as a true travel card without needing to forego any of the key credits. Convinced, I hope? If not, then let's talk about what I think is undeniably a true premium travel card. In terms of the credits, there's only a $300 annual one that's good for anything on the Capital One travel portal. Yes, we're talking about the $395 Venture X. Its multipliers are good for travel portal purchases with 10x on car rentals and hotels and 5x on flights. Otherwise, we just have the 2x on non-category spend. Then in terms of the benefits, we primarily have travel-related stuff in Priority Pass, Capital One lounges, global entry TSA PreCheck, travel protections, access to Visa Infinite Luxury Hotels and Resorts collections, plus Capital One's own premium collection hotel program, and 10,000 Capital One miles at each card anniversary. Sure, we also have non-travel related benefits such as cell phone protection and a 6-month complimentary subscription to something that's wine related, but these are nowhere near the headline benefits on the Venture X. The Venture X is not only a true premium travel card, but it is also somewhat of a throwback to a credit card model that was beloved for not having too many credits and benefits to worry about, but with value that is certainly still there. Okay, so between these 2 true premium travel cards, how do you go about picking between the 2? With both, you'd be doubling up on a lot of the benefits, and $990 in total annual fees is a lot of money. Well, before I get into a comparison, I would still recommend getting both at some point and then downgrading or canceling after a year in order to earn the welcome offers. So long as you'll be traveling, that is. 80,000 thank you points from the Strata Elite, potentially 100,000 if you apply in branch, plus 75,000 Capital One miles on the Venture X, both with a $4,000 spend requirement in 3 months. With both sets of points, the best redemption method is typically through transfer partners. Of course, it's impossible to speak on the best set of transfer partners for each person's unique situation, so I'm going to be talking about it more generally. Overall, I lean towards Citi's collection of transfer partners, even after factoring in Capital One's recent additions of Japan Airlines, Qatar, and Preferred Hotels and Resorts. Speaking of Preferred Hotels and Resorts, Citi offers a 1-to-4 transfer ratio, while Capital One only offers a 1-to-2 ratio. Same deal for Choice Hotels, 1-to-2 ratio for Citi, and 1-to-1 ratio for Capital One. Though, arguably the transfer partner that most tilts the scale towards Citi is American Airlines, which has decent value when redeeming for domestic flights on American or Alaska, as well as potentially great value on oneworld partners when redeeming for international premium class. The Strata Elite also has better dining multipliers going for it. In terms of potential for outsized value, it's a little hard to say. The Strata Elite has up to $700 annually in total credits versus a $595 annual fee, though I wouldn't really consider the Black Lane credit anywhere close to its sticker value of $200. On the other hand, the Venture X has a $300 annual travel credit plus 10,000 anniversary miles, conservatively valued at $100 versus a $395 annual fee. Overall, my preference still lies with the Venture X due to its ease of getting top-end value from the credits and benefits. It's also my go-to catch-all card if I'm not going for a welcome offer. But what do you guys think? Strata Elite or Venture X? Also, how do you view my characterization of them as true premium travel cards? And do you think that their lack of so many lifestyle-related credits makes them more appealing? Let me know below in the comments, and if you've made it to this point in the video, consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel. There are 2 more airline-specific cards that I would also regard as true premium travel cards. One of them is the JetBlue Premier, which is simply not a good card, so enough on that. The other is the Atmos Summit card, which is a good card, so if you want to hear more about it, check out this video on screen. Here's your card nerd signing off, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.